Give me just a second, folks. Just as I went live, my dear girlfriend called. Am I still home? No, I'm live. I mean, let's be realistic here. What do you think live means? God bless her, she's pretty. Uh, Still gonna have to back up some. Give me a minute. Sorry, I thought I had this all set up. Hey, 351 Cleveland. Hey, BFA. Good to see you, Stacy. John Boys, good to see you. Okay, so I just got here, just getting set up. Figured it takes a few minutes to come in live anyway. Right, sucks up. We'll get them faded up. If that helps any. Yeah, that starts making the fourth one a little more visible. Okay, give me just a minute, guys. I'll get some bait on these, and we'll be off to the races. Let me know if there's too much fan noise because of a fan around my neck. Because it's hot. Thank you guys for joining. Get these guests out. We'll get the chat. And there went my chicken. Okay, everybody, thanks for joining. Let's see if I can. I can't make chat bigger. Hey, the J. John Boys. Bank Fishing Adventures 351. Hey, Rod, good to see you. Hey, Presley. Okay. So we're at the same spot we've been at the last couple times. It's called Appling Lake. It's out in the suburbs of Memphis. And I've gone around the corner from where I was last time. And the reason being, let's see if I've got this loose enough that it'll move. Probably not. Over that way is where the bluegill like to spawn. And there is a nasty rumor that the full moon's coming, which means that the bluegill are probably over there making beds and stuff. So I kind of want to be a little closer to them than catfish and trying to, steal the babies. And that's where we're at. Let me know if you can hear the fan I've got around my neck. I hope you can't, because I'm not wearing earbuds. And I watched a video by Project Farm, and he did a review of several different neck fans. And this one won the shootout. Well, I'm sorry, it came in second for like $27. So I've had one before, and it just didn't do the job. This one is more of a, I'll show you.
How's the fishing today?
Just got here.
Okay.
So it's this little guy here. It's made by, I don't remember the name of the company. I can put a link in the description, of course. But the earpieces slide sides or rotate, and you got fan here, here, and there. The first one I got was the cheapest one I could find, which just has like the two little fans out in front, and it just didn't do what I needed. Thank you, Rod. Appreciate the thumbs up, folks. It says I have 9 people in here, and that's 9 more than I deserve, so I'm a happy camper. Can y'all hear me okay? So I'm using frozen chicken. It'd already been cut up and everything, but it was in the freezer. I had it out for about an hour before I came, but that didn't do enough. So I cast it off one piece when I cast it out. That's why I recast it. Duke City Fishing, how you doing? Thank you, thank you, thank you. If the fan noise gets overwhelming, just let me know, and I'll complain about the heat. Oh, there's wind. Don't mess with me, Rod. Is there really wind noise? Because I can fix the wind noise. Sort of. Thank you, Presley. See, I mess with other people in their live streams, so somehow they think it's okay to mess with me in mine. Goose, gander, all that kind of stuff. You know what? Talking about geese and ganders and ducks, I forgot to bring my the croutons out of my salad mix. So I'm on a keto diet, and the Caesar salad mix I get from Walmart has croutons in it, so I just leave the croutons in their packet, and I've got probably 10 packs of those things at home. And it's always nice to just throw a little in the water. Now, talking about geese, do not feed those SOBs. They're Canadian geese. They're illegal immigrants. They don't get stopped at the border. They don't get shipped back. You can't kill them. And they crap everywhere. That's the problem. They poop everywhere. They are like poop machines. They're cute until they decide they don't like you, in which case they're mean as snakes. Of course, snakes really aren't that mean. They just want to get away from you. By holding them there, you know. But that ruins the analogy now, doesn't it? So today we're fishing with 3 of Uncle Lou's finest rods, and one of the Triple City Angler Force rods. The Force rod is actually Ashley's. She's out here, supposed to be running with her friend here at some point soon. And so I bring her rod, so in case she stops by, she's got a rod, because she loved that rod. And they're paired with some Abu Garcia 6500 C3s. 3 are catfish specials, 1's the carp special. Other than the paint job, there's no difference. I'm using Suffix bright yellow 30-pound mono leader, and I assume it's 40-pound mono Trilene big game leader. Mainline's the Suffix, leader is the clear big game. Sorry if I messed that up. So Prime Day was yesterday and the day before. Got a few things ordered. The 2 favorite things that I have ordered are a couple of PC Fun Alios 400 reels. I've got 2 of the 300s and I like them. Goose jerky? Really? Because they're a fatty from what I understand. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't do geese. But anyway, I've got 2 of the Alios 300s. By the way, I am sponsored by absolutely, positively, beyond a reasonable doubt, no one at all. So what I'm telling you, I got no skin in any game other than my own money. Hey, Troy, good to see you. Good to see you. So those Alios 400s were on sale for a little over, I don't know, right around $100. And on PC Fun's website, they're $199. Amazon said they're normally $129. I don't believe that. I remember them being up around the $159 price last I looked, which is why I didn't have any up till now. And I didn't even spend $100 on these Abu Garcias. But I really do like a low profile bait caster a lot. That bass fishing got me into those. And the 300 and the 400 Alios from Peace Fund, they hold a lot of line. And they're going to be used, some of the use is going to be down in Florida. I'm going to put 65-pound braid on those suckers. And whatever it is that broke me off twice while I was down there ain't going to get a third shot at it, if and you know what I mean. And I like the bait clicker because you can, tighten up the spool tension, set the bait clicker, and you don't have to worry about your rod going flying, even in a, if you got a cheap rod holder. So that's kind of where I'm at on that. Oh, not wild geese, yeah. Well, the wild geese are the ones that need to go. People like to come out and feed them because, if you have kids, they're fun to feed. Pardon me. Anthony J. all day. I am going to actually. I have the PC Fun Chaos in the Chaos Reel review. I've got them linked. I just got set up as an Amazon affiliate 3 days ago or so, and I will link that. And I'm also going to link the stuff from Uncle Lou's and Triple City Anglers. I mean, I'm not going to make anything off of it, but that's not the point. I mean, if you're going to buy stuff through my links, thank you. But Uncle Lou rods are just amazing. They are. He's been a big supporter of the catfish community. That's all there is to it. Triple City Anglers has done a lot for himself in the last few years. He really is. He's doing a good job providing for his family and making a name for himself out there. I won't say that I would buy one of those force rods for the, 129 or whatever they cost. This one was a gift or a prize, and it's a very nice rod. Please don't mistake me. It's a little softer tip than the Uncle Lou's, and I like the Uncle Lou's. I like a stiff rod. That please don't go there. If Burrito's here, we'll know for sure. Hey, Clyde, good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. So anybody here that's not chatting, I don't know why you wouldn't, but feel free to come in and chat. Just be reasonable, be respectful, be adulty. And pretty much everybody in here has a channel. Go check them out. Venture America is Troy. He's down in Corpus Christi, Texas. He does a lot of sightseeing, I guess would be a way to put it. Troy, correct me if I'm not announcing what you do correctly. Let's have a cup of coffee. I don't know yet. Clyde, I don't know if Clyde has a channel. I mean, that sounds like it should be a channel. John Boy's Catfishing, I don't know if he has a channel, and I apologize, folks, when I say this, because there are so many channels out there. There's only so many I can be a part of, and please don't misunderstand me. Anthony J. L. Day has a channel. Just found out he's up in Kentucky. I thought he was in East Tennessee, but he was fishing the Kentucky Dam this morning, pulling in some skipjack and raising cane. Bank Fishing Adventures, Rods Fishing Adventures, and I'll even throw out Fun Fishing Adventures. All three of those, they're kind of buddies with each other. They're all the fishing adventure channels. We'll start with Fun Fishing Adventures. He's in Middle Eastish of Missouri. He'll call it Southeast, but whatever. Take your pick. He fishes local lakes as well as the Mississippi River. Rod is further up north, past St. Louis on the Illinois side, if memory serves, and he fishes places. And Stacy is Bank Fishing Adventures. He's over in Indiana, and he fishes. I don't know what he fishes because he doesn't. I don't normally see enough of the waters. It looks like he fishes small rivers, but I don't know for sure what his main areas are. There are over 100 million YouTube channels, and thank you for watching mine. And I won't ask you to like and subscribe and comment, but yes, I will. So get your buddy on it, and we'll be going. Now, I'm out here in shorts. I'm hoping I don't turn too pink. I was in Florida a couple of weeks ago and got a little pink, but it took me a few hours to get that pink. So we'll see how this works. I normally wear long, quick dry pants to keep away from the sun because, yeah, but turns out they're dirty. You do have a channel, you're new, so not a lot of content. You're out of Southwest Oklahoma. If I remember correctly, Southeast Oklahoma is where Texoma is, because I used to fish that. MVP Fishing, yes, you are in St. Louis. I always get you confused with Mike Hood Fishing, or M Hood Fishing, I should say, who at one point was around St. Louis. I don't know where he is these days, but MVP Fishing is out of St. Louis. I have not checked you out, and that is my fault. I need to do that. So, if there's anybody I've missed, and I know there is, 351 Cleveland. I don't know if he has a channel. He's been a big supporter of the catfish community for I don't know how long. If he has a channel, he needs to tell me. Presley, I do not think has a channel. And I think I hit everybody. If I missed you, pipe up and say so. Don't be shy. So we're 23 minutes into this live stream. I have caught 4,000 pounds of fish. Oh wait, no, that was at Kroger. I saw some fish. That's where I saw them. We're fishing with, I think it's, it may just be regular chicken. I have some garlic chicken in there left over, and I wasn't sure what there was. Hey, Duke City Fishing, yes. Sorry about you, Duke City Fishing. I completely glossed over you. You're in New Mexico. 351 has a channel. What does 351 do? I mean, I'm thinking 351 Cleveland's. I'm thinking he does old Ford engines. I can be wrong. He catches dandy crop. No, I gotta stick my nose into that. I know he's been around for a long time in the catfish community. Some of the people are newer. MVP, you're so close to 300, brother. I'm gonna tell this to everybody. Most of you already know it. Go out to Skipjack Cindy's channel. Skipjack Cindy's Outdoor Adventures, I think. I don't know. And she has a video on how to get, I don't know, 1,000 subs or something. And it's about making a short and using a specific sound from Joey. I forget his numbers behind him. It works. There are over 100 million YouTube channels. And I'm not going to ask you to like and subscribe and comment, but if you do, thank you and have a nice day. So, I mean, I get between 20 and 70 usually when I do that. I've gotten over 600 off of one of them. So, yeah. Now, these are not quality subs, and what I mean by that, they'll sub, gosh only knows why, but they're not there for the fishing. They, it's, the ones I've done have been like a hermit crab and a pelican and, I don't remember the rest. But people seem to love things like that. Fun Fishing Adventures, what did he do? He did a frog on a door or a wall or something. I don't know what Modog's sound is, but if you're talking about him using that same verbiage, it doesn't work, and here's why. The YouTube algorithm hears that same thing so many times that it pushes it up. And when you do it in your own voice, so you don't have that background music and Joey saying it, it's not the same sound. I know it can be the same words, but it doesn't work. No, it doesn't work the same way. Joshua Parham, hello. Now, Joshua, I don't know if he has a channel, but I know he is part of Rustic and John Oiler and all those. I forget what they have, some kind of mafia or something. But I think Joshua probably does have, Joshua does have a channel because they talked about being on his channel. So there you go. Joshua Parham also has a channel. John Boy's Catfishing. I should know if you have a channel. I don't. I'm sorry. Mike's Fishing Home. He does have a channel. I would suggest you be 18 plus if you go to Mike's Fishing Home. There tends to be a little smoking, a little drinking, and a little cussing, and a little everything. It's not a bad show. Please don't misunderstand me. It's just I wouldn't send my kids there. That's all. I do enjoy Mike's lives a lot. I spend a lot of time on Mike's lives. Mike was one of the first people to send me a prize, and it took me, gosh, a year to do a video on it. It was some rattles and some hooks and some floats and stuff, and it was really appreciated. It was back when Uncle Lou was doing other tackle other than just rods. Amanda Doll, how are you doing, darling? I'm going to make you a mod because everybody else does. Let's see, add as a moderator. Yeah, Mike, you had some audio problems, and I came on panel and kind of ran the show till you got them fixed, and we're all in this together. I am going to make a statement. It's going to be a controversial statement. I don't care, but it's how I feel, and you guys need to know that. If you're live and I go live over you, it ain't personal. If I'm live and you go live over me, it ain't personal. I mean, when you can get out there and go fishing, you go fishing. There are so many different channels right now that have all of the primetime spots, the 7 to 10, pretty much covered every night of the week. You can't, if you went by, I'm not going to go live when somebody else is on, you'd never be able to. So just, some people get really hurt over it and see it as an affront to your friendship or whatever. It's not. ABC, CBS, and NBC, they don't coordinate and go, oh, you got a show on right now? I'll stay off the air. And, we're all in this to better ourselves and to better everyone, right? I mean, it's not just about us. For some of us, it's mental health. Just talking to some people and not having to get out of the house to do it. Chatting with people and just hanging out and not going stir crazy at home. I get it. Duke City Fishing, you're a liar, and I'm going to tell you why you're a liar. You're not trying to get to 500. You're trying to get to 700 million just like the rest of us. But I get it. They're like, hey, Mike, what's your goal? To be the biggest channel on YouTube. To make all the money on YouTube. Ain't going to happen. That's my goal. Nothing wrong with medium, intermediary goals in there, right? But so, if you get a chance to go fishing, go fishing. Yeah, MVP, okay, so you get good views, but are you using the sound? That sound, just don't ask me why it works. I don't know, but it does. And I normally am not one of those people that are like, hey, or try this low potion number 9. And, but people have helped me grow, and without them, I wouldn't be where I am. And that's, I mean, you pay it forward. Here's how I figure how YouTube is going to work, right? The strong channels are going to survive, and the weak channels are either going to get better or fall to the wayside. I've already fallen to the wayside. I mean, I started off and I was gonna do something big and bad and all this, and I never followed through. I didn't care enough. Truly didn't. And yeah, I mean, Mike's Fishing Home, that's exactly right. But if you got $800 a month or $1,000 a month, and then suddenly you start getting $2,000, you sending that extra $1,000 back? Heck no. The other thing is, it's easy to get burnt out doing this. If it sounds easy, you're like, well, I'm just going to go fishing and I'm just going to turn my camera on. How hard can that be? It can be difficult. Hey, River Boss Fishing, good to see you. I don't know. I think I've seen you before. But if I haven't, howdy and welcome. And, like, subscribe, comment. Tell me I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread. I don't know what the greatest thing before sliced bread was. So, I don't know. I mean, it's like somewhere somebody said crap, you know, we have a knife, we have bread. Oh my God, what an invention. Hey, I don't care if it's kids coming in. I mean, I'll take all the subs I can get. And if some of them stick, great. Even if they don't stick, you know, you gotta play YouTube's game. You gotta get those watch hours and you gotta get those subs. And uh, I understand why they do it, but they're making money off of you till you get to their numbers and go through their approval process. And I think they should share that, or at least accrue it. You know, maybe you don't get paid until you get to that, but accrue it for you until you get to that point. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do with an extra 36 cents, but it is what it is. So, you know, if you got to play their game, and one of those things is getting subs, and if some of those subs stick and start watching your stuff, even better, you get some watch hours out of it. And guys, if there's a channel that you like, that they got their subs, but they don't have their hours, most of them will make a playlist. Turn your phone down to nothing, start that playlist, let it play through all night. I mean, yeah, that's, you know, 6 or 8 hours a night, but you know, if enough people do it and you do it enough times, it adds up. There's another trick out there that I make fun of Dieter Melhorn for all the time, but I'm gonna do it again, because how many videos can you have on how to tie a follow or not? But anyway, and I'm gonna have to do this here pretty soon, because one of my most popular videos that's not short is comparing some reels, and I'm gonna have to do an update on that. I've gotten better since I made that video, and doing it again, get it out there to more people and all that kind of stuff. Plus, the watch hours are over a year old. Like me, I've got a live playlist. That'll definitely fill up a night. And if it doesn't put you to sleep, I don't know how to help you. Hey, you know, one of the things that gets me, I'm not sure about this, so don't quote me and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that if you don't maintain a certain amount of activity on YouTube, that they demonetize you. I may be wrong about that, but one of my thoughts is, you know, let's say I build up a great channel and I get hit by a bus. Where does that revenue go? I realize, you know, when you monetize, you can set up as an LLC and all that kind of stuff, but you get it. Vertical lives, that's why I'm doing verticals. I get more view time. The average view time isn't very good. I've seen, you know, some of them are like 4 minutes average view time, but I get a whole bunch of views. I know, you know, the guys that are sticking around are help to keep the number higher, but you know, those being in the shorts feed, that's YouTube's, that's what they're trying to do now. What would be really cool is if YouTube ran it both ways. If they ran it, you know, you may have to up your resolution horizontally, but I don't know. I've actually thought about putting two phones side by side, one horizontally and one vertically. I don't know if you can do that on YouTube. I know Chunky tried to do that with TikTok and YouTube a couple of times, but he can only pay attention to TikTok because that's where his money comes from. But I watch it on the TV, so I would prefer every time for it to be a horizontal. But the chat takes up the right third, so vertical, at least I can see everything on the screen and still see the chat. The wind is getting me. Well, I'm trying not to cover up chat. Give me a second here. See if that's any better. Hey, Mike Urban. Yeah, I mean, well, I mean that makes sense, Troy, that they would stay longer on horizontal because there's more to see. I mean, vertical's not bad for rods because, you know, something may happen off to the side of me that would be nice to catch, but for the most part, y'all want to see the rod tips. That is the money in the catfish game, is the rod tips moving. If I had a friend that would dive in the water and pull my rods, I'd be wait, that didn't sound right either. Let me know about the wind noise. But you know, the great thing about Mike's Fishing Home and Wendy's and Cindy's, and because Wendy's really not a catfishing person, Southern Sewn and Grown. Good thing about those is you can be sitting at home in your pajamas and you can be chatting with people and stuff, and you don't have to go up on the screen, and you know, you can, I don't know, I find it relaxing. Well, River Boss, don't say I don't aim to please. There you go, the rod bent. I do know about the foam hair curlers, I just don't have any hair. And the problem is when I go in front of the camera, y'all can't hear me. So I need to go back to using earbuds. And I was going to today, but I've got a neck fan on. And that would definitely mess things up. Hey, Wabash Nate. Good to see you. So I talked about channels, and I'll talk about them again. If you are wanting something that's family friendly and good for kids, Fun Fishing Adventures, Bank Fishing Adventures, Rod Fishing Adventures, all three of those I'd strongly recommend. Adventures America, again, very family friendly. Skipjack Cindy, maybe not so family friendly sometimes, and that's okay. I enjoy her shows. I'm not, whoops, sorry, I'm trying to fix my sound barrier here. Oh, I know what I can do. Let's see. Loosen that up. Slide my phone. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Try the other way. Slide my phone down some. And get you tilted about vertical again. And then I can shove this little guy in there to kind of muffle. That should shut the wind noise right up. I do not have an iPhone, I use Android. When the iPhones came out, all the fanboys made me want to kill them. So, I don't do iPhones. I am a Windows systems admin, so I don't do iMacs either, or MacBooks, or any of that kind of stuff. It killed me when my daughter wanted a MacBook, and I'm like, fine. But I'm lost on them, to be honest with you. They're just not as intuitive to me because I haven't used them. I mean, I used Macs back in the old days when they were actually Macintoshes, but now I'm just showing my age. Talking about showing my age, I'm going to show somebody else's age here. It should be, I can't see, but yeah, there you go. Should be 3 adults and at least, well, no, 1 adult, and I think there's another baby that's closer to me. So there's 3 of them over there. And they'll be passing by here in a minute. But they're so pretty. I love ducks, I hate geese. Let's see if I can pull this camera back just a little bit. Try to get all 4 rods in there. There we go. Adjusting my tripod a little bit here. I'm not a Linux fan because you will not find very many Linux Windows systems admins. They prefer one greatly over the other and mostly despise the other. Linux absolutely has its place. And I'm an old DOS boy, so I should like Linux, but the command line stuff, I just never got into man pages. Those are manual pages for anybody who's like, what's a man page? Yeah, there's the 3 duckies down at the bottom of the screen, or the 4 duckies. There's 4 little ones and a mama. 5 little ones and a mama. She's like, hey, you got any food for us, man? You know how hard it is? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, still 5 babies. And they're getting, I mean, they're going to be adult size not too long from now. 351 Cleveland. I was informed you have a channel. Oh, yes, somebody did say you catch a lot of crappie. Is crappie fishing what you do? And I apologize. I know you've been around forever. I just wasn't sure you had a channel, and now I am, and I'll have to check that out. So go ahead and do a spiel for your channel if you want. Fun Fishing Adventures. I've been talking about you. Good to see you here. That is Scotty. Hey, Scotty, how you doing, Scotty? What you doing, Scotty? Never seen you around, Scotty. Where you been, Scotty? Are you working today, Scotty? Hi, Scotty. Crappie, brim, and bass. There you go. You a panfish kind of guy. Except for bass. You know. And catfishing. Yeah, I know you've been active in the catfish community for years. I know that. I just didn't know that you had a channel. MVP fishing, you can get, for under 30 bucks, you can get a very acceptable tripod. If you do get one in the center, on like the center leg, which is not really a leg, but make sure you got a hook or something there, or some way that you can kind of tie that to the ground if it's really windy. Scotty, I was saying that you're a family-friendly channel, and that you've got good content, and I kind of lump you and Bank Fishing Adventures and Rod's Fishing Adventures into the Fishing Adventures channels. And you all seem to be good buddies and all that kind of stuff. I talked about like Mike's Fishing Home and Skipjack Cindy's Outdoor Adventure, or Skipjack Cindy's, I don't know what she is, Fishing Adventures of some sort. That they're more, I wouldn't send anybody there that's under 18. Not that there's anything wrong with those channels, and I go to them. It's just, you know, I have your lives confused with somebody else. Oh, you're the OnlyFans guy, aren't you? I tried to joining OnlyFans, but They told me I was more of a candidate for only fan. We'll turn my little fan off. How's it going? The wind has picked up here, and this fan supposedly only goes about 2 hours and 45 minutes, according to what was that? What is it? Project Farm. And if you haven't watched Project Farm, he's a little annoying, but he does a lot of good tests on things. And he buys everything he uses. He doesn't get sponsorships and people sending in freebies, and his reviews are, whether you agree with his methodologies, they're at least legit, right? Scotty, you've been nothing but kind to me, so why wouldn't you be? And I've been bad. There's a lot of channels that I just kind of like, well, let me see how long they're going to stick around, because I thought it might be like me, who showed up and did 3 videos and went on hiatus for a year. Well, Rod, they do that. Can't live with them and don't want to be living alone. Your fishing budget is $50. You know, part of me wants to ask if you're a teenager, and part of me also understands that when I was a young adult, when I was counting my assets, that $10 in my gas tank was one of my assets. And sometimes my only asset. I think the wind just picked up some. Is the wind noise picking up? But MVP, here's what you need to understand about fishing. Okay? You don't need an $80 Uncle Lou's rod, or what retails for $159 catfish reel. You can go to Walmart and you can get a $20 spinning combo. Replace the line. My God, please replace that line. It's absolute trash. But you can get you a spinning combo that would do fine for you for 20 bucks. For inexpensive but decent line, I like Suffix mono. I like Bass Pro Shops Excel mono. Trilene, Berkeley, whatever, big game is decent line for the price. Get you some Eagle Claw number 2, number 3 swivels, and some XPS from Bass Pro Shops hooks, or some hooks from Academy under the H2O brand, some circle hooks, 3/0, 4/0, 5/0, somewhere in there. You're done. Pick you up some weights, and then you're done. Sorry. You don't have to go expensive. What an expensive reel gives you is it's going to give you a lighter weight. It's going to be smoother on the retrieve. Casting maybe a little bit further, but not that much. Maybe some fewer backlashes. We're talking about bait casters. And better drag. On your rods, these Uncle Lou rods, I love them. They're overkill. They have an aluminum reel seat. When was the last time you had a reel seat break on you? Almost never. Even the cheapest plastic ones. It's got really nice stainless steel guides on them, really thick. Those are great. They're going to last a long time. You got the pretty fluorescent orange and the glow tip. That adds some cost to it too, right? But a $20 combo, it's not great. It'll get you by. And it doesn't matter what equipment you're using if you ain't where the fish are. You know, these are S-glass rods versus the combo I'm talking about at Walmart will get you an E-glass fiberglass rod. S-glass is lighter, stronger, blah, 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 blah. but it's not. People go overboard, and I've spent good money on reels. What I do is I look for sales. Um, I got some Spin Fisher 6500 live liner reels. Now that's a little big for catfishing. It's good for saltwater, and they're saltwater reels. They're sealed. They're all this kind of stuff. The reels are usually over $200. Got the combo for $99 at Walmart online on clearance. Got some others for $129 of the same general combo before they dropped in price. I got two Pin Pursuit 4000 or 4500, whatever, combos for $39 a piece. Those will normally run you $100. Look for your sales, brother. That's all there is to it. Now, here's where it gets divisive, and I'm going to admit to this. Okay, I am fortunate enough that I'm at a point in my life when I don't live paycheck to paycheck. So having the money in savings when it's time to buy, when these buys come along, you do them. Walmart had a clearance a year or so ago on these 6500 catfish specials. They're normally $159 reels. I got them for $62 a piece, something like that. And again, I realize that's more than your fishing budget for a month, and that's fine. You know, for bait, chicken works. I just get, when I buy a family pack of chicken breasts, I trim them up, I trim off a little extra. I do not like that artery or tendon, or I don't know what it is. It's between, kind of up in the, I don't know what part of it is, but it's in there. I'll see that, I'll cut it out in a chunk. And that's a piece of bait. And, you know, if there's fat on there, I'll trim it a little wide, and I'll take the fat and a little bit of meat with it. So I fish with my chicken trimmings. You don't have to go buy a $10 skipjack or $20 worth of stink bait or whatever. Hot dogs, they work. Are they glamorous? No, but they work. And that's true, Troy. The better stuff will last longer. But I'll tell you what really ticked me off. And I can tell you that I'm wrong to be ticked off too. I have a Shimano Stratic that's 20 years old. There's it's got a bent shaft on it. I don't know if it got bent in the move or what. Not as smooth as it used to be. Called up Shimano, it's like, hey, I need this part. Like, we don't make that anymore. Yeah, it's a 20-year-old reel. I get it. So that kind of soured me on this whole, you know, well, the reason you buy Abby's is because you can always get parts for them. And the reason you buy this, you can always get parts for them. You know, these PC Fun Chaos reels, you know, you don't know if you can get parts for them. Well, you know, it doesn't matter. The best deal I think I've gotten on reels was Ozark Trail saltwater reels. They don't have them anymore. They were on clearance for $15, $20 a piece. These are saltwater with 13 seals. They were ridiculously good values, and they are just sitting on the shelf because I found Spin Fishers. And Spin Fisher is it's a pen. It's a, you know, a little lighter, a little better, a little this or a little that. It's got a better name brand on it. That's all it is. But yeah. You can go cheaper on a spinning combo than you can on a bait casting combo. Give me a minute, grabbing some water. A cheap bait caster will make you homicidal. A cheap spinning reel, it's heavier, it's not as smooth, it doesn't have as good a drag, whatever. And you may get a few more wind knots. The bait caster, you get a bad bait caster, and you got nothing but backlashes and heartbreaks. Absolutely. They work. No question. Hey, Mike. Appreciate you stopping by, my friend. Where it gets a little more difficult in equipment is when you fish different situations. And I know I'm sounding like a bass fisherman. I grew up fishing farm ponds on Zebco 202. They don't get any cheaper than the Zebco 202 back in the day. Give me a second, I need to adjust my. The wind picked up, so I wanted to lean my tripod just a little bit there, back so that it's more better before. Okay. But to have the best success in bluegill and crappie, I like a lighter rod, which means a lighter reel, which means a lighter line, which means a lighter reel. Yeah. So you get, so you need a. And that's wind. I saw the rod tip. No, it's just wind. Fishing a lake like this, a medium rod is fine. Medium heavy is fine. Fishing the Mississippi in 6-mile-an-hour current, a medium rod is not going to work for you. The wind's getting bad again. Okay. See if that's better. Your your bass guys, man, they've got 15 combos on their deck at all times. One with a spinner bait, one with a chatterbait, one with a topwater, one with a jig. It's ridiculous, but that's because every second counts in a tournament or whatever. I got 4 rods out. 3 would do, 2 would do, 1 would do. I mean, I can honestly tell you I would have caught just as many catfish on 1 rod as I have on 4 so far, an hour into the stream. So I may be speaking internet lore at this point, but I lived in Dallas when the world record blue catfish was caught on Lake Texoma, and the story was it was off of a $15, $20 spin cast combo with 12-pound line on it. It was 129-ish pounds. It's been a while, don't get me wrong. Bait casters are fine for catfish. That's what I'm using right now. I like a bait caster better because I have more control on where I can stop that line with my thumb. So if I'm casting out, if I can overcast and just kind of drop my thumb on the spool and stop the bait midair. You can do that with a spinning reel. It's not as easy. But the mechanics of a spinning reel are always in the same plane. You're reeling, it works kind of like a winch. You do have gear reduction and stuff like that. But with a spinning reel, you're going from a horizontal to vertical change in the gears. So the gears come in at a 90-degree angle to each other versus being on the same plane as each other. Does that make sense? I think you get more torque out of a bait caster. Bait caster rods, a medium bait caster rod is more sturdy, less flimsy, whatever the word I'm trying to look for. It has a heavier power to me than the equivalent spinning rod because of words. Oh, jack crevalles are ridiculous. I don't know that I've hooked into one. There's a good chance that what broke me off one of the 2 times I got broken off and the 1 time that I lost a rod down there. Very well could have been a jack because those things go on long drag peeling runs. I was fishing the intracoastal, so I didn't have the luxury that surf fishermen do of, well, there's nothing else in the water for miles. But regardless, crevalle jack are considered a trash fish by most anglers. But man, I would love to catch one. If I'm doing catch and release, I don't care if it's a redfish, a jack, uh, a pompano, or whatever. I'll take whatever fight I can get. This whole trash fish thing blows my mind for catch and release people. I mean, bass fishermen won't admit it, but the way they treat bass is like a trash fish. Oh, look, here's a bass. Here, oh, but let me take a picture with it and all this kind of stuff and tell everybody how great it is, and I'm going to throw it back. Well, what difference does it make if it's a good eater if you ain't going to eat it anyway, right? I have not tried a BFS bait caster. It's a bait finesse system or whatever nonsense. Basically, it's an ultralight bait caster. I'd like to try them. Like I said, I prefer a bait caster, but spinning has been one of those things that for 10 pound or lower line, usually you're better off with a spinning reel. But that's usually based upon the weight. That is based on the weight of the lure more than anything. You can absolutely go fishing with 10 pound or 8 pound mono with a bait caster as long as you've got a decent sized weight pulling it out. But for my 4 pound fishing, my bluegill and my crappie, those are all spinning combos. MVP fishing. One thing I can tell you is if you want light line, like 4 pound test, I cannot recommend Mr. Crappie or Crappie Max from Bass Pro any higher. It is not 4 pound line. I mean, it says it's 4 pound. It's got the diameter of 4 pound line, but it is not easy to break. I like either one of them. They're inexpensive. But I don't like them in anything 6 pound or higher. Just because bait's got too much line memory. But the 4 pound is fine. I can't explain it other than I just did. Yeah, so the redfish is the same with the big uglies, the black drum. The smaller they are, and I don't think black drum have a minimum size, but I know red drum do. The bigger they are, the more apt they are to have worms and other parasites. And they kind of say once the black drum kind of lose their stripes, that you don't want to keep them anymore. The black drum looks like a sheep's head when they have the stripes, except that the sheep's head have those human teeth, and the black drum has more of a bottom feeding mouth. Bait casters are insanely easy to spool because, again, you don't have to worry about line twist. So you stick a stick through the spool and keep it parallel to how you reel to what the reel spool is, and you just let it spin. You put some tension on it with your fingers as you reel it in. That's it. There's nothing to spooling a bait caster. With a spinning reel, you want to try to keep the line twist down as much as possible. I would strongly suggest, and I've been meaning to do this video for over a year, haven't done it yet. PC Fun makes some line spoolers. There's one that has a reeling type mechanism. It's a screw that goes through it that has a handle on it so that you can unspool as well. They have a cheaper one, and I did a review on the cheaper one and basically said there's no reason to get one, and I actually need to backtrack on that, because my opinion was whether you have zero line twist in it or you have line twist when you put it on the reel, once you cast it out, it's negated. You don't add more twist. You're going to have twist either way, right? So if you have twist and you cast it out and it straightens, then when you reel it back in, it's going to have twist again. Or if it's straight, when you cast it out, it's got twist in it, and as you bring it in, it gets untwisted because, again, it's coming off and you're wrapping it around and all that kind of stuff. But I do like using the line spooler. That one's like 45 bucks, the one I'm talking about that I recommend. It's about 45 bucks. Definitely get it on sale. If you go to Temu, I think they've got a knockoff of it, which is maybe the exact same thing. But you put your spool on there. You can use the tensioner on there to set the tension. It's got modes for bait caster where it doesn't rotate, and then spinning where it does rotate. And if you get the harmonics have to be working right, but it spins the spool about the same rate that you're spinning it in, and it keeps the line twist out. Really a good thing. I will be doing another video on those. I've just been putting it off. And the thing that I do love about it, which is not how you're supposed to use it, but you can put that handle through the top end, put it on a drill, and don't use too high of a speed because you will end up melting some plastic pieces. But just a lower speed, put on a drill, and you can pull line off of a reel. I've done that a number of times. Like you'll get a new reel and you'll start putting it on the spool and it's not laying right. You need to, especially on a spinning reel, you need to add or remove one of the reel spacers so that the line stays even up and down on it. So I just pull all the line back off. And if you're going to do that, pro tip from a guy who's not a pro, if you're going to do that, don't open the bail, loosen the drag all the way. And the reason being because then the reel spins. So in theory, when you put it on the reel, you have no line twist, right? So if you let it come off the reel as you then put it back on the spool, you're introducing line twist. If you leave the bail closed and you loosen the drag, then the spool spins and you're not introducing that line twist. Tell everybody you heard it here first. I haven't seen a comment since AA talking about the best redfish, so if anybody can just leave a comment, let me know I'm not stuck, that would be just awesome. There we go. Hey, Fresno. So, Mr. Fresno, we need to have a chit chat, sir. There's something you said earlier that really ticked me off. And I'm going to call you out on it. And that's the fact that you've got some shorty rods that you have not used and apparently don't intend to use. I would be interested in hearing more about those because I am in a unique situation where I need shorter rods. I normally like a good 7.6, but when you're traveling with a bunch of people in an SUV down to Florida, a one-piece 7.6 rod is not your friend. Not to mention that dock that I fish off of, because it has a roof on it, the longer rods do not cast as well. So if you got some 5 or 6 foot heavy action, medium heavy or heavy action rods, I want to know and I want to buy them. Hey Dustin, how are you, my friend? Everybody, Team Snagging Listers has their Snagging Night Live on Thursday nights at, I think it's 7, could be 8 Central. Tell us all about it, Dustin, because I always just wait for the notification to come in, and then I know. We don't have a negative number of fish. How's that? We do not have any fish. We do not have any bites. We don't even have a turtle yet. But what we do have is a bunch of good people in here hanging out and having a good time. 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central. Got it. I talked about earlier about how everybody has, every night of the week, somebody's got a show. Thursday night is Dustin's. Well, Fresno, if you want to get rid of those, let me know, brother. I will gladly give you next to nothing for them. I got, at the gathering, I got to lay hands on Freddie's double Y rods, and I was impressed by them. It's just hard for me to spend $80 on a short rod, if that makes any sense. There was nothing wrong with those rods. I was impressed at how stiff they were for how abso-freaking-lutely light they were. They're graphite rods. They're beautiful. And I talk about having some nice equipment, and I do have some nice equipment. But I do like to sail. I always love to sail. So, President, if you're actually interested in getting rid of them, let me know. If you aren't, I understand. I got a whole bunch of equipment in my house I'm not interested in getting rid of either, but I should. I went to the gathering and sold off some of those catfish special reels because I had to. As it's PC funds, I had to. And I still have to. So what other topics do we have tonight, folks? I pretty much run my mouth about everything I need to talk about. Here, let me stick my legs out and see if the bottom of my legs can get some sun. Yeah, I understand, man. Or that fear of missing out and like, hey, if I hadn't gotten rid of these, I'd still have them, and today I might actually have used them. I get it. I truly get it. Honestly, my biggest issue with Freddy rods or the same as with Uncle Lou's or Mad Cats or any of the ones that you can't go buy in a store typically. I want one. And the shipping on one rod is ridiculous. Now, please don't misunderstand me when I say that. I know that the shipping cost is ridiculous. It's not like they're, just jacking the price up for sharks and gurgles. But that drives the price of the rod up a good 25, 30 bucks. Well, and if I like it, then I'm going to want 3 or 4 more. Well, then I got to pay shipping again. Gosh dog it. Or if I get them and I don't, I don't have the luck that I want with them, I don't, I break one or something and I want to send them back, I got to pay shipping again. I'm lazy. This doesn't really make a lot of sense because I order stuff from Walmart and it takes a lot to get me to go in one of their stores even to return something. Well, I don't want to deal with y'all. Y'all deliver it to my house, I'll be fine. I keep hoping to win one of those double Y rods. I want to win a 5-foot and a 6-foot and use them both, see which one I like better. 5-foot to me just seems ridiculously short. I've used a 5'6" crappie rod. They're ridiculously short. But again, for the needs that I have, the situations I have, they may be exactly what I want. I don't know. Easy to yammer on. I got a notification this morning or this afternoon from Chunky on TikTok. He posted a new video. Apparently Chunky is now selling make your own Chunky rig packages. He was showing how to assemble a Chunky rig. And he's got 4 or 5 different rigs and whoa, they not cheap. And I'm not sure. I know that all the bright lights and spinning stuff and appeals to us, but do the fish care? Does it help or does it hurt? And I mean that seriously. This whole thing that we've always been told is, you're looking for a natural presentation, and blinking lights and multicolored this is and that's is that is not natural. Anyway. But again, Chunky's another one of those guys that he carved out his own niche, and TikTok pays him better, I hold no ill will for him going to TikTok. But man, I cannot stand TikTok. I can't. All of the stuff happening on the screen just it makes it hard to watch. Dustin, you're right about that. I mean, a lot of it. Ooh, we got some ducks over here. You can see the one. I think he's grandstanding. I think you can see him. There's another one that's underwater. He apparently, I don't know if they were having a discussion or he was. I can't. They look to be both females, but that doesn't mean anything from this vantage point because it's in the sun. Yep, there he goes after the other one. One of them's bigger and one of them's smaller, so it's either a male and a female or a female and a kid. Yeah, I think it's a female and a kid, and I think it was Mama just going out there going, "Hey, get back with the crew." Yeah, there's the rest of the crew. Yep, it was a Mama. She's just going, "We a family, stick together." So I really expected more from this spot. I went around the corner from where I was last time, and my reason being that further to the right of me is where the bluegill tend to spawn. Um, and with the full moon coming, they should be doing beds and stuff. I just didn't want to get up in their actual spawning areas. I was trying to catch catfish on their way in and out. And I've got the rods, got one off pretty far to the right, one off to the left, and one out front, and a little one slightly to the left. So, covering a decent amount of water. One thing I'm not doing is I don't have one up right next to the bank. Might want to do that. It's been an hour and a half, hour and 20 minutes they've been soaking. There's a good chance of fishing on credit on at least one of them anyway. Cause man, these turtles in the ditch. Oh, please don't crap on me. Had a bunch of geese go over my head. Absolutely fishing on credit. Hey, Ashley Brady. Oh, Duke, I don't live right next to the water, brother. This is City Park. Those houses back up to the park, but they all got fences between them. So, all 4 rods were fishing on credit. Turtles here are good, let me tell you. So, changed my strategy a little bit. The left rod and the right rod are both a few feet off the bank. The left center rod is not very far out, and the right center rod is a little further out. Did I miss anybody besides the beautiful Ashley? Hey, Dustin, head on over to the bait shop. Have a good time. Fresno, I don't even use spooks. I mean, I would if they were given to me. And actually, I've got a few off of Temu that I ordered as topwater plugs. I may just go ahead and use some of those as spooks. But I use the 3-inch cigar floats. But yeah, I get your point. Yeah, I could paint them or something and make them easier. See, that's the thing I don't understand. The Zara spook was originally designed to be a bass lure. It was designed to entice the fish to bite it. Back in that day, I remember I used the clear ones, but you know, everybody's painting them up all these pretty, and not putting a darn hook on them. It seems to me the fish would be as likely to hit the lure, because we all know catfish hit spinner baits and jerk baits and pretty much anything out there, right? So I don't understand all these flamboyant colors on these spooks and no hooks on them. That's just me, though. Nobody asked my opinion. And the reason I don't use spooks is the cost. These peg floats are what, 30 cents a piece? The spooks, if you buy them as Demon Dragons and other branded ones like that, they're like $5 a piece. Catfishing is supposed to be cheap. Most expensive thing these days on a catfish rig should be the weight. And they are getting expensive. Somebody didn't tell everybody that lead is not a precious metal. And my stupid self, I was ordering on Walmart and they have delivery, and I was like, oh, they got steel weights, so they got, let me try some steel. And I was like, you idiot, you're going to throw those in salt water. Steel in salt water, you are dumb. Even in fresh water, ain't the brightest bear in the woods. Lead is denser, heavier, smaller size with the same weight, blah, yeah. So, luckily it didn't buy me. And I did. I messaged Brad Cottle. I need to get some weights from him. I need to get some 2s and 3s. My first order was 10 ounces and 6-ounce cannonballs. Then I ordered a bunch of 4-ounce pyramids for surf fishing. I haven't gone surf fishing since I ordered them. Whatever. I mean, I've had the weights forever. That wasn't the problem. The problem is I just haven't gone surf fishing again. And pyramid sinkers are just not good for any bottom other than sand where you're actually trying to dig into the bottom. So, anyway, there you go. Ashley, I hope you're having a fine time tonight, and I'll see you're doing dinner here pretty soon. Well, there was 2 women running over there. One of them's probably my girlfriend. It was funny. A couple nights ago when I was out here, I heard them yell, Mike. And I was like, I turned and I looked, and there was this black lady on the track. I was like, yeah, that sounds like Ashley's voice. And they came back around and did it again. I looked and it was them. And I'm like, and she's like, did you not hear us the first time? I'm like, oh. I said I did, but I turned around, there was a black lady on the track. She's like, oh yeah, we were near her. You missed us. I was like, okay. So, because I could not figure out why somebody was yelling my name, but I didn't know who it was. Yep, that's them. They run for no reason. Nobody's chasing them. I don't get it. Oh, let's see, 7 o'clock. Yes, the bait shop has started, which is where everybody went. So I got 4 people. Thank you for those that have stuck around. I forgot that the bait shop is on Thursday night, so I'm not a regular there. Wasn't until Dustin mentioned it. I was like, oh yeah, that's Thursday night too. And big city fishing areas, there are pros and cons to living on the water. Uh, the pro is it's always there. The con is people want to come fish your dock, which, as somebody who wants to fish the docks, I get it. But the people, they put the time and energy into and expense in building that dock, and some of them will, put out fish attractants and stuff like that, and then somebody comes up and fishes it, and it's all the fish out there. And it actually happens. There's a vacant lot between where her dad lives and the next neighbor, and somewhere on there there's some kind of piece of structure or something, and there's a couple of local guides that come in there darn near every day looking for speckled trout. And they mention, they're like, they come in here and bring a bunch of people, pull a bunch of fish off. And they also understand that, they don't own the water, and I understand that. Everybody understands that, but it's kind of frustrating when you're sitting there going, somebody built that there. And, you want to go out on your dock and enjoy it, and you got a bunch of people sitting there. The other problem is when it floods, or when the hurricane comes, etc. I always wanted to live on Cedar Creek Lake down in Texas because it has a spillway, so the water can only get so high. And, the water may go down some, but it doesn't ever go over a certain amount. So the houses don't have to worry about getting flooded and stuff like that. But then you have like the rivers where there aren't a lot of boat docks because the water level rises and drops as needed. Yeah, I mean, I fished Lake Fork, and I had some woman come out of her house, come all the way down to the dock to scream at me for fishing near the dock. And her husband came out and said, honey, he's allowed to be there. But I don't want him there. And I was like, well, ma'am, I have a right to be here. I have a right to be here. I'm not stepping foot on your dock. I'm not doing anything. I said, do y'all even fish? No. Then why do you care? I said, but I'll move. I don't want to, I don't want to hassle you or get hassled. And there's got to be some level of mutual respect there, right? Where if they're gonna get cranky about it, you don't necessarily need to pull your whole I know my rights, I'm allowed to be here. Just let it go. Let it go. There's plenty of other places to fish. Now, on the other hand, if they've got grandkids and the grandkids like to go out there and swim and stuff, they don't want hooks on, near, or around their dock. Heck, while I was down in Pensacola, the neighbor was talking to Ashley's dad. He said he went out to his boat to go fishing, and there was a bunch of line in his boat. Somebody had casted so wrongly that they hooked the inside of the boat, broke off the line. There was a whole bunch of line in his boat. So, there's pros and cons. And I mean, I've hooked docks before, and I've put a foot on the dock if I had to, so I could retrieve my lure, not because I was afraid of losing the lure, but I didn't want to leave a hook on somebody else's dock. And technically, it's illegal to step foot on their dock. And I get that. But, I would just say, look, man, I made an erroneous cast. I didn't want to leave this on here. Somebody comes out here barefoot and gets hooked. If you want the lure, I will leave it here for you. Anyway, And that's fair too. 351 Cleveland. I actually Viva the Keys is a channel I like to watch. It's like a open water aquarium. They're down in the Keys somewhere. They've got a camera on their dock. It's an expensive camera. A fisherman has caught it at least once and damaged it. Um, they have a butt ton of fish down there. I mean, a school of mangrove snapper and a school of blue striped pinfish every day sitting there. And I mean, hundreds of them. And I'm just sitting there going, man, if I had a cast net. And the area, the, they don't tell exactly where they are. They don't want people knowing where they are. The people that do know where they are don't fish it because they know there's a camera under there, and they realize, or that they feel, maybe realize isn't the right phrase because that assumes facts, not evidence, but they feel that it's a good enough reason not to fish that area. So that's perfectly fine. Yeah, I wouldn't want to, you know, feed the fish for my grandkids and, you know, them all. I don't have grandkids, but you get the point. You know, hey, look, we got the dolphins in here and everything. Dolphins suck. But, you know, we fed a bunch of fish and look at all the fish, and, you know, the kids name the fish, and then somebody comes and catches the one they named. Whatever. And when I say dolphins suck, it's dolphins are beautiful creatures. I'd never want to hook one, but they do like to eat anything you try to catch. Not as bad as sharks. The dolphins more will run the fish off because when a dolphin's in the area, the fish are like, I'm out of here. I always wanted a flipper when I was growing up. Flipper was a TV show about a dolphin in Florida. For those who are not old enough to remember Flipper. And what's weird is it was My Friend Flicka, which I think was also about a dolphin. So it's really weird but that was a little bit before the Flipper time. I love that show. I always wanted to have my own pet dolphin. I got 26 thumbs up, 4 people that still are sticking in here with me. I appreciate y'all. My bait was frozen. That's why you may have heard it hit the ground. It wasn't that I'm littering, it's that the bait's still frozen. But, you know, if you haven't figured out that I'm a lazy fisherman, I'm glad to help you. It took me an hour and 20 minutes to go look at check the baits. So Duke City Fishing, you told me you are in New Mexico, I believe. Somebody walking by, they're like, are you a teacher? And it's right across, you can see the kids. And she's like, yeah. And then one was like, hey, Miss So-and-so. That's cute. New Mexico. I think Elephant Butte is in New Mexico. It could be Arizona. I don't know. They all look alike from here. Muddy River Catfishing, I think, is New Mexico. I know that the Fishing Magician 2.0 is in Arizona. Those are the only two I know out there. I mean, Tim Molina, but he doesn't go out fishing that much. I think he's also in New Mexico. I didn't know if you knew about them or not, so that's why I was mentioning those channels. Muddy River Catfishing, he also sells his own brand of rods. He's probably the first YouTuber that I know of from the catfish community that had his own rods made for him, and so now you got him, you got Uncle Lou, you got Freddie, you got Triple City Anglers, you got others. I can't think of any more off the top of my head, but there's a whole batch of people now that have their own rods made and imported in. Yeah, you watch Muddy River. He used to do a lot more content. Either that or my subscription somehow got turned off because that happens. YouTube will just decide you don't like a channel anymore for some reason and just behind the scenes just unsubscribe you from it. But he hadn't put out content that much. Hey, how's it going?
I mean, you can call.
Total of 0.
Total 0.
Yep.
Well, I heard that. Got a nice little setup going on.
Thank you.
You fish up here a lot?
Every now and then.
Do any good at all?
Usually I do better for like bluegill and crappie,
Really?
but I'm just out catfishing because I'm being lazy tonight.
Bored. Really bored. Trying to burn some time.
Yeah.
My kids come up here to the fishing rodeo, man. I always just wonder what happened after the fishing rodeo. I came up here to check it out, see what's going on, really.
Well, there's a lot of people that come up and they'll catch and keep what they catch, or they'll keep what they catch. I pretty much throw everything back. So, but yeah, the fishing rodeo I think was a month and a half, 2 months ago, and they stocked the pond for that, and they closed it for about a week prior to the rodeo, so the fish can get acclimated and everything, and the kids come in and they have their fishing tournament, rodeo, and have fun with it, and yeah.
You catch some big fish in the rodeo?
I doubt it because usually your farm raised stocked fish like that are going to be between 1 and 3 pounds maybe.
Right. Sandwich.
Yeah. Yeah, I caught one out of here 3 or 4 pounds. But most of them are, that 2 pound range.
Brother right there was telling me, man, a couple weeks ago, we was caught 30-pound cat up out here.
That doesn't surprise me because what'll happen is people will go to like the river or something and catch a good sized fish and think they're doing a favor by putting in a big one, but a lake his size really can't sustain those big fish. He's he's going to go on a feeding frenzy of everything but, smaller than him.
Anything smaller than him, he's eating it up.
Yeah.
Get him out of here.
Yep. And so, but when you catch one like that, it does give you a good feeling.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
That's a good fight there, 30 pounds.
Yeah, especially in a park pond.
Yeah. I was telling him, man, I live right here by the fire department.
Uh-huh.
That little pond right there. It's a little pond behind the fire department in Memphis, Arlington, Summer right there.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
You ever fished it?
I have not.
It's got a sign up there that says maximum 5 bass and like 3 crappie or 3 brim or some shit like that.
That's weird. They let you keep more bluegill or more bass than bluegill, but
I mean, it's probably like overstocked. It's a smaller pond. Nobody really fish it because when you go up there, it really ain't nowhere to park.
yeah.
People are scared to ask the fire department, but the fire department let you park right there because don't too many people be right there.
Yeah, as long as you don't park in front of their doors, they're pretty good about it.
That's on going.
Oh,
There you go.
we got us a bite. Probably a turtle, but
Might have been your good luck.
Yeah, he's not alone there, so we'll see if he comes back to the store.
Who you fishing with?
Chicken.
Chicken?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, just
You
being
still
lazy.
eating? You still eat the box man?
Oh, there he is. Come on. I'm using circle hook, so he'll hook himself when he's ready.
Yeah.
Or he'll take my bait, one of the two.
It's a turtle.
Yeah, but the turtle I'd rather not have it.
No. Nah, I'm gonna have a seat and see what you end up with.
Yeah, the line's loosening up, so that tells me he may be swimming this direction. Yep, he went sideways with it. That's a fish. Or a turtle that swims really well. Come here, buddy.
Hell, I bet that was a good look then.
Yep.
About the same size he got down there.
Yeah, this is about as big as they will stock them, but of course, you know, they don't get caught.
Right.
They can get a little bigger.
Fine.
There we go. We'll call him. Well, since they don't have a scale, we'll call him 30 pounds, but he's probably closer to like 2.5.
There you go.
Beautiful little channel. We'll let her go. That's why I love these circle hooks, because
Ain't got to do too much with it.
you don't have to do too much, but also you got
that point out.
Huh?
You just in a circle.
Ah, okay. Yeah, the bend
Curves
in.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that way, if they swallow it, when they swim away, it'll come out of their throat, and it comes out of the side of their mouth, and it just kind of hooks them automatically for you.
Alright. Keep it swallowing.
Exactly.
Then
Nothing
the
like-
bite on your hand.
Nothing about, you know, trying to do a catch and release. You can't release him because
About
Yeah,
gutted.
yeah. And back to my laziness, I don't like to clean one fish.
Most definitely.
I'm gonna clean them.
Need at least a mess of them.
Yeah. I'm gonna get nasty and filthy. I want to do it for the,
Nice size little thing.
Yeah, I mean that is perfect eating size, and the fact that they came from Catfish Farm. You hope they're not polluted with all of the joyful stuff that we have in our waters in some areas.
Right. You from this area?
Yeah, I live over by Yale Park,
Oh,
but Yale is such a small park, and it's so close to to Raleigh, and Memphis doesn't allow fishing in the city parks in Memphis.
really?
So yeah, so you get a lot of people from Raleigh that come over, and there's a lot of fishing pressure. Right, because they want to go fishing, and in Memphis City, you can fish in the river, and that's about it.
That's great.
Yeah, it really is, especially when they built that police station back where Raleigh Springs Mall is, and put in that big lake.
You can't fish that lake?
Nope.
Really? There probably ain't no fish in them.
Oh, I'm sure there are fish in there. Whether they put them in there or not, all it takes is one bird picking up a green sunfish and dropping it in there, and
There you go.
yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know you couldn't fish there.
I didn't either. I went down to Central Gardens and was fishing there, and they had a bunch of no fishing signs. I'm like, I hate these residents putting up fake no fishing signs. And I looked that up. I'm like, oh, wait, I can't fish here. What the ordinance says is you can't fish unless it's posted that you can.
Really?
And I don't know of any that are posted that you can.
I was telling them about James Bridge Apartments, man. Behind James Bridge Apartments, it used to be like a park or something. We used to go back there and fish, and they closed it down.
No.
We go back there. We used to go back there and fish all the time when we was younger. Full of fish back there. We used to take a little John boat back there and float it. It was bigger than this. Good deal, bro. Good luck, man. I'm gonna keep on walking around, man.
Okay. Appreciate you. Hey everybody, sorry I was had somebody walking by. I was having a conversation and accidentally caught a fish. You know how that happens. The Penn Drag 550 SSG, I don't know that reel specific. I can tell you that Penn makes good reels. Penn reels are not the smoothest compared to like a Shimano or something like that, because your Penn reels are made for saltwater fishing. Now if this is like a bottom of the barrel Walmart level rod, or reel I should say, you know, down in the $20, $30 range, I wouldn't say it's a great reel, but Penn, in general, Penn is a good quality reel. Penn, Shimano, Daiwa, um, good quality reels. A lot of people like Lew's, a lot of people like Fluger, a lot of people like Bass Pro Shops reels. Yeah, you know, Scotty, that whole Mississippi River rule is such a dumb rule. Um, it truly is just, it's astounding how stupid that rule is, but it is what it is. 150. Oh yeah, yeah. If it was a $150 reel, yes. Penn makes good quality stuff. They have for decades. Um, they're just the reason they're not as smooth is because they're saltwater reels. They have seals in them. They're they're made to be rugged workhorses, not not really finesse. I hope that makes sense. I have several Penn reels. Um, I've got a couple of Pursuit 4s. I've got some Spinfisher 6s. Um, they're good quality. There is truly nothing bad to be said about them, except when you try to compare it to a Shimano freshwater reel, which is designed to be just super silky smooth. The pins are not quite as smooth. Oh yeah, I think we can have, I want to say 100 hooks here in Tennessee. So we can have up to 100 rods with one hook each, or you know, it's ridiculous. Um, and I won't say it's ridiculous because you know if you're putting out a trot line or something, a trot line with 5 hooks is not really much fun. And we have good waters in Tennessee. The Tennessee River is loaded with catfish. The Mississippi River is loaded with catfish and Asian carp. So I don't think that it's a bad thing to have. These places with 2 rod limits, I don't get it. Mischief, that's a hard question. Depends on what size you look, you know, what size reel you're looking for and what you're wanting to do with it. As an example, I'll have a video out someday on this. The Shimano Sienna. It's an inexpensive reel, 30, 40 bucks. And there, if you take out one piece, and that is the part that makes the automatic bail closure work, because you're not really supposed to use the automatic bail closure on reels, on spinning reels anyway, according to everybody on the planet. If you take that little metal piece out, then it doesn't close while you're trying to cast it, which is my big issue with those reels. And that's an inexpensive reel, good for panfish and such. The Stratic is I'd say their most popular reel. It's usually 150 bucks or so. Super smooth, all that good stuff. You know, up until like the 3500 size. The Stratic, or not the Stratic, the Sienna, I would get the 1000. Don't get the 500 size. The spool diameter is so small. There's just so much line twist. The noise you're hearing is somebody mowing their lawn. I can't do anything about that. In Daiwa, I really like the Regal LT. It's a $59, $69 reel, somewhere in there. The problem with them is they're a deep spool, so they're going to hold a lot of line. So if you're using I use like 1000 size with 4-pound test. It holds a lot of line. I wish there was a shallow spool model available. The Daiwa Fuego is a good reel. The Daiwa BG is a saltwater favorite. Gravel by hand for 12 hours? Oh, heck no. How you doing, Indy Fan? The Fluger President is a good reel around the $59 mark, but I think the Regal LT is from Daiwa is just a better reel. I like it better. I just like it better. That's all there is to it. So those will get you the 1,000 to 4,000 size in most of those. Once you get up past that, you ought to be looking at something like a Penn or a Daiwa BG or a Shimano saltwater reel. You know, Anyfin, you say that, but time is money. And also, as we get older, you know how long it would take me to do 12 hours of gravel by hand? I mean, what it would take you to do 12 hours? We ain't gonna talk about it. I'm thinking in the decades. So I'm out of shape. I know I'm out of shape. I'd rather pay somebody who's in shape to do that kind of work. Oh, the right rod is getting some attention. I don't know if it's good attention or bad attention, but it's attention. I just see the line moving. It hasn't transferred up to the rod level yet. See, I wish I knew somebody with a little bobcat. You know, pay them $100, have them come out and do 30 minutes of work on my yard, and be done with it. I have not used anything by Proficiency. I'm turned off by certain things, and their name bothers me, the way they spell it. But please understand when I say this, I'm the same guy that would not eat at Macaroni Grill for a few years because when I heard the name, all I could think of was macaroni and cheese being thrown on a grill. So I have weird hang-ups. I admit to that. So I've not tried a Proficiency. Also, they're a fairly new company from my understanding. I haven't heard about them for the last few years. I like Bass Pro Shops branded rods. I like Academy H2O branded rods. I think they're a good value. I liked Bass Pro Shops branded rods a lot more when they gave away an IM8 graphite rod anytime you bought one of their, like a Shimano reel, because Shimano says you can't lower the price, but hey, you can throw extra freebies in. Whatever, I'll take it. I used to use those. I'd buy a Shimano Corrado and get the free rod, and I'd use that rod when in bass fishing days. I had a couple of St. Croix, but there's a story behind that too. Let's just say I got them cheap. I always liked the Bass Pro Shops rods. The H2OX, the metal rods seem pretty good. Pools with an S. Well, you know, Anyfin, that's the way it works, man. I mean, if you can't do it, no one else can either, right? So, you know, that's going to cost them money. And they know that, because everybody else is calling them money too. When I was looking at houses, the realtor go, oh, well, this one has a pool. I'll be right back and grabbing the water. Y'all can't hear me when I'm in front of the camera because the way the microphone is. But, you know, like, oh, this one has a pool. I'm like, okay, that is not a selling point to me. All I'm hearing is extra work. And if I don't want to do the work, I got to hire somebody to do it. And I really don't want a pool boy for my girlfriend. Yeah, I always laughed at the people that have beachfront property and then have a pool. Until my girlfriend got stung by a stingray. I'm like, or not a stingray, jellyfish. I'm like, oh, now I understand. You have to worry about, you know, stepping on stuff or sand everywhere. I'm like, you got water right there. Why do you need a pool? You live, you learn. See, my problem is if I won the lottery, I'd buy a place somewhere, probably on the Tennessee River, out in East Tennessee. Build my house, I'd build a guest house. That'd be one of those things that any YouTuber I knew would be welcome to come stay there. Kind of like Tom does with his dog, LG Bass. Now, anybody wants to come, call. You know, I wish I had more in life, but I do not. I do envy those that have more, but I don't begrudge them for having more. You know, I made better life decisions than I did, or did more with their gifts or talents than I did, or whatever, right? I mean, I've lived a good life. I've Forrest Gumped my way into a good career, and by that I mean people telling me I should get into IT for years, and I was like, I don't want to work in IT because I don't want to hate my job, because you know everybody hates their job. And my divorce, well, my marriage and my divorce set me back a good amount of money, but oh well. And that's kind of the thing. That's where I'm at in my life. Is I'm like, I've got stuff. Who do I leave it to? You know, leave it to my girlfriend. Do I leave it to some family members? Do I leave it to somebody I know that's a single mom and has had a hard life and, you know, deserves a good kick in the wallet? I don't know. I just know where I don't want it to go. Anyway, I got off on a tangent. I do that. The other fear is that, you know, as an example, and I don't have one, but let's say you're into Corvettes and you've got this 69 Corvette that's just your pride, joy, and everything else, and you've babied it and everything, and you take care of it, and you pass away, and it goes to your kid, and your grandkid goes out and drives it, doesn't take any care of it, wraps around a tree, and you're like, man, you're gone, so it doesn't matter. But that's the kind of things I worry about. I want my assets to go to somebody who's going to make use of them, build them, and not deplete them. Mischief, where are you from? Because white perch seems to be something up around the North Carolina areas where I've heard about them from. We have white bass, sand bass, whatever, which are like cousins to striped bass. And I think white perch and white bass are kind of similar except for the stripes. But perch is one of those words that around the world means something different everywhere you go. If you said perch here, people go, oh, you mean bluegill. Or, yeah, that's what we call bluegill. Maryland, okay. 2 fish sticks, one on each side. That's fair. Yeah, during the sand bass run, when they're in the spawning run, you can pick those things off left and right. They school up really hard, and If you get in the right spot at the right time, it's like shooting fish in a barrel. You can be 10 feet off and catch nothing. Oh, there's no misunderstanding. That's why I clarify when people say something about perch. Because, it's kind of like bass. In the U.S., if you say bass, inland, people are going to be thinking largemouth bass, striped bass. Or not, I'm sorry, not striped, spotted bass, Kentucky bass, that kind of stuff. Uh, Along the sea shore, they're going to be thinking striped bass. If you go over south, they're thinking sea bass. If you go to Europe, I have no idea what they're thinking. Oh yeah, those sabiki rigs. That's what I was using to catch pinfish down in Florida. They're nice, but man, you get a fish on there and get it in the get it up near you, and it's like, and then you got all these other hooks that are just slinging around. I'm sure there's a better way to do it than I'm doing it though. Yeah, the pinfish down there, they weren't wanting the sabiki rig by itself. They wanted it to be tipped with shrimp. So, I had 6 hooks. I'd put shrimp on 6 hooks. I'd catch one, and then while it's flapping around, it knocks all the other ones off. I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna bait two of the hooks. But I ordered some. I think they were number 3 or number 4 size off of Temu, or no, these were Amazon actually. So I'm thinking they're going to be like a size 4 hook. They were like size 14 hooks. And I'm like, what am I ever going to do with these? Till I got down in Florida with pinfish. I'm like, hey, I found the perfect place for them. Because originally when I bought them, it was in hopes of going skipjack fishing. Yeah, sand bass, white bass, same things. Yeah. Which is interesting because in Florida, sand trout and white trout are the same things. It's like, well, make up your mind. Is it sand? Is it white? What is it? Why can't we have one name? And then you start talking to Jeremy from Creole Catfishing. He's like, well, we caught some slickers and we caught some, I don't remember. They all have different names down there. Like this, I guess that's why genus and species is so useful. Because, you use their scientific name and there is no confusion. But then nobody knows what the scientific names are. So it all works out. I don't know. Once that first one bites, a lot of times they will, yeah, just the activity of one will make the others get in a feeding frenzy. I remember I was fishing in Texas one day, and this guy was on a school of sand bass, and I could see he was catching them. So I got it, about 100 feet away, and I dropped my anchor. And my hope was they were going to move my direction. And he called over to me when he saw I wasn't catching anything. He said, come on over. I was like, you sure? He's like, yeah, top my boat. I don't care. And then he grabbed some lures out of his sack and says, here, throw these. And that's the kind of angler I want to be. That's the kind of angler I want to be around. The kind that are like, hey, I'm catching him. Come on over. Let's have some fun. Not that I'm going to tell you where all my honey holes are, but, like sand bass, they move around. They're a schooling fish. You find the school, they're not going to be there tomorrow. But that's the kind of guy I want to be, the kind that, is like, man, I'm catching fish. Camp right beside me. And I hear so many people complain that, well, they saw me catching fish and they came up near me and what, there's a whole lake to fish. Why are they near me? Yeah. And again, it's one thing if it's, like your honey hole, your brush pile or something like that, but it's something else when you're talking about a schooling fish that literally is here today and will not be there an hour from now. Share it, man. Let me check my notifications, see if Ashley sent me anything. No. Oh, Skipjack Cindy's live. Well, that definitely took some people away. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. I've already talked about. You want to go live, you go live. I haven't seen Ashley in a while. They went on their run of 2 hours, so they were here at least an hour of that, which would give them 4 or 5 miles. So, yeah, she's probably gonna be home here pretty soon if she's not already left. We were supposed to go see a band that we like tonight and go out dancing. And she's like, well, you want to go do that or you want to go fishing? I said, I'm not sure yet. Because I kind of wanted to go fishing. I wasn't in the dancing mood tonight. And she looked at the weather. She's like, you're going fishing. It's like, it's below 90 in July. You better get out there and go fishing while you can. Let's see what time it is. 7:50. I give it about 10 more minutes and then I'm going to call it. Snagging Night Live goes on at 8 tonight, so 8 Central, so in 10 minutes. If you want to check him out, Skipjack Cindy is live. She's always a fun show. Skipjack Cindy's, I want to say, let me go look at the notification. I'll tell you the right name. It doesn't say. Okay, Skipjack Cindy Outdoor Adventures, I believe it is, or Skipjack Cindy's Adventures. It's Skipjack. There aren't any other Skipjack Cindy's on YouTube that I know of. So go look her up. She's a good person. If you're under 18, don't go. I wouldn't want my kids going there. But if you're over 18 and you don't mind a little adult humor, it's a good place to go. She's fun to watch. She's very engaging. Her and Travis do a good job. Anybody that's hanging out, I would suggest that you subscribe to anybody in here. There's not a channel in here that I would not suggest to you. Everything from fun fishing adventures, rods fishing adventures, bank fishing adventures. Those are all the fishing adventures guys. They don't live near each other, but they all have good shows. I've been told that 351 Cleveland does a lot of crappie fishing. Anything is possible. Wait, is that Bob? Oh, last name starts with C. I was thinking you had a different channel name. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm thinking of a different person. Anyway, if so, I hadn't seen you in a long time. Mike's Fishing Home, again, not for under 18. The 3 Fishing Adventures guys, definitely family friendly. Have to think back a lot here. Duke City Fishing, I've not watched him, but he's out of New Mexico. I didn't know he had a channel, or that he had videos until today, so I'll go check that out myself. Mike Lockhart, I saw your barbecue question, but I didn't realize that it was from you. I didn't realize it was somebody that I had said hi to. So hi, Michael Lockhart, if you're still here. Said hi to Ashley. Team Snagging Wishes I already talked about. Catfishing Fresno, that used to be Central Valley Anglers. He's out of California. He's also a good one to watch. Oh, Bob May. Okay. Hey, Bob. I know who I think I have you confused with, but I can't think of who that was. Where are you out of, Bob? Are you a freshwater or saltwater guy? I mean, I've seen Any Finish Possible for a long time. I just, you know, as in chats and stuff. I'm not thinking you knew that way. I just didn't realize you had a channel. Pennsylvania, multi-species. There you go. Oh yeah, man, I love the salt water. I go down to, I feel better in Florida. I come back home, and maybe it's because I'm not working while I'm down there. I don't know. You have a channel? Fun Fishing Adventures? Did I mention Fun Fishing Adventures, Bank Fishing Adventures, and Rod Fishing Adventures, the 3 Fishing Adventures channels, all at the same time? Talked about you being family friendly. Was that? Yep, just heard from my girlfriend. She's about ready to take her shower, so after her run. So I'm closing down in a few minutes. Skipjack Cindy is live. Snagging Night Live from Team Snagging Whiskers. They go live at 8 o'clock Central. Scotty, that is Scotty from Fun Fishing Adventures. Hey, Scotty, how you doing, Scotty? What you doing, Scotty? Hey, Scotty. I know his last name, but I can't pronounce it. I mean, I can. I just don't know that it'd be correct. Yeah, Scotty who? Never heard of her. We did get one channel catfish. I had a gentleman that was walking around the lake. He was talking to me. He's like, hey, dude, your rod's going off. I'm like, huh? That does sound like me. Scotty Hugh. Yes, that's right. I'm going to start reeling some stuff in. They made fun of my hat last time. I don't know why. I like my hat. The reason I like my hat, well, one, it's a, what's the brand? Frog Dogs. And the other is, you can do this with it. So, anyway, don't know why anybody had this on my hat, but they were having fun laughing. I was just trying to keep from getting burnt sunburn. The people's hair don't understand. See, Scotty, you're not the only one with turtles. So my 2 rods near the bank still had bait on them, and the ones further out got picked clean. I do love this Force rod sock. It's long, it's got a nice adjustable tether for the rod. Opens real. These rod socks are the cheapy kind that are made out of wire loom. It's nylon braid. But 7'6" rod, you gotta pull the elastic pretty tight. It is what it is. Folks, that's going to do it for me. Appreciate everybody watching. Appreciate you taking the time out of the day. So give me a view, give me a like, give me all that kind of stuff. I hope I entertained you. We will see you guys next time. Thanks for joining. Yeah, Rod, actually I didn't used to use these. But man, it's so nice when you get out of the car with 4 rods and they all separate. Just saying.